Good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard again. Oh.
Good morning.
Morning. Well, what's been going on this week? We were in Rhode Island and we had to make a quick dash back down to Grenada because we had some friends who we'd never met before, because the sailing community is absolutely wonderful. Sally contacted me months and months ago and said, been watching your videos, if there's anything that you need us to bring, let us know, because we're travelling to Grenada in a few months' time. And we said,
no, we're fine.
Yeah, we said, no, we're fine, thanks very much. And then right at the last minute I thought, oh, whoa, hold on a moment. She could get our, well, pump bits for us, or bring them with her.
Rather defective toilet.
Yeah, for our very defective toilet. So we had to make this dash visit back down to Grenada again, because Sally and Tony were only in Grenada for 3 days. The idea was that we went and met them, picked up the parts, and then they could get on doing whatever they were coming to Grenada for. The sailing community is wonderful in that respect, absolutely wonderful, and they really helped us out by bringing those parts. Yeah.
Massively helped us out.
Another big thank you has to go to Whale as well, the people who actually manufactured the parts, because they admitted that there was a problem with the previous 2 lots that we had, and they sent us new ones free of charge. So this week's episode is a little bit short. We have got a Q&A at the end, another kind of quick Q&A. Enjoy the episode, and if you've got any questions, don't forget to drop them in either in the comments or drop us an email at
sv@gmail.com.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. Happy to help.
Anyway, enjoy the episode, and we'll see you later on.
Bye.
Bye. We are Steve, Annette and Gus and live on our Venus 46 Ketch. We are a lifestyle channel, which means you might get a bit of drama every now and again, because who doesn't on a boat? And you might get a bit of nakedness, and who doesn't go naked on their boat? Enjoy the episode.
Just leaving Rhode Island, going past the sisters, heading for Grenada, back down to pick up our toilet parts. And that's just endeavouring to catch another fish.
Yeah,
well, not another fish. We haven't had a fish for a very long time.
No, we haven't. We haven't caught one since we crossed the Atlantic.
The only fish we've had is from Mayor the Real. Gary Mayor the Real. He's the mayor of Guave in the northwest of Grenada. Honorary mayor.
These reels.
Bobbins.
They were on the boat when we bought the boat. Well, actually 2 of them were. And then when we were backpacking in Langkawi with our son a little while ago, we bought a couple more, because we found big ones like this there, because they're so strong. You don't very often get them as strong as this. So anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you that.
Yeah,
you haven't caught very much of them.
Because they're crap for catching fish, but they're ever so strong if you did. So we're on passage, heading back to mainland Grenada. Sails are up. Light winds, we're only doing 4.5 knots. Annette is washing my passage pants.
And what?
Annette is washing my passage pants.
Passage pants? No, I'm not. Just rinsing through a gear from yesterday.
Life on the ocean wave. Once Annette's finished the washing, we'll have a full English. Oh, careful, you got my earplugs in there as well.
What are they doing in there?
But they were soiled. Gus has found a little spot to hide where you can keep an eye on the fishing, or the fishing line, and be out of the sun and get a little bit of breeze on it.
We've come to the Radisson Hotel, there we go, to meet Sally Hart, who has come all the way from the UK with some parts for us for our poo tank, which is nice, isn't it? So yes, and she's staying at the Radisson, and so we've had to come here to meet her, and we're going to bum in on a few drinks and some nibbles apparently. It all looks very quiet. Isn't it?
We're going to bum in on some nibbles.
Well, they have these events, don't they, when people go on holiday, like a welcome party. I mean, a welcome party. Well, anyway, she's done us a huge favour in bringing a small bag of parts for us for our well pump. Some joker valves, which we'll explain about later.
It's been a joke.
Yeah, it has been a joke, but yeah, this is the 1, 2, 3. This is the third lot that we've had. Look at that.
Hello, poo pump update. The ongoing tale of our black tank evacuation pump, which has been out of action now for 4 months. We couldn't get the parts down in Grenada to rebuild it. This is the pump. It's a whale gulper toilet pump. When it works, it does a fantastic job. Anyway, we've had ongoing problems with this pump. Couldn't get the parts in Grenada. So we very kindly got our neighbours, Gary and Nicole from Unreal Adventures, who are going back to the States, to allow us to use their address and get some delivered to them by Amazon. Which they did. But when they arrived back down here 2 weeks later, they were the wrong ones. They're the wrong size. There's a little bit of a difference in the size. So we then contacted Amazon, or Annette contacted Amazon and said, look, there's been a problem. They're the right part number but the wrong package inside the part number. They ended up agreeing and said, we'll send you some more out. And we said, well, yeah, but there's no guarantee that what you'll send us won't be the small ones. Amazon very kindly gave us our money back and said, keep the old ones, because we couldn't get them back to them. Annette then contacted Whale, who make the pump in the UK, who straight away said, yeah, we know there's been a problem with the packaging, and how can we, what can we do to kind of put it right? We said we're in Grenada, and they said that's more of a problem, but we said that we've got somebody in the UK who's coming to Grenada, can you send them to them and they'll bring them to us? And they said yes. So we asked for 2 sets, one to use and one to keep as a set of spares. Sally and Tony, Sally Hart, friends on social media, who were coming out to Grenada for 3 or 4 days to look at a boat that they're thinking of buying, brought them out with them. So we're almost there to back having a functioning black tank and electric toilet. So the pump's out, the spares are here. It's now time to break it open, replace them, put it back together, and Mrs. M will be happy because she's got calluses on her thumb from using the manual toilet. She's got like a, she calls it a Jabsco callus.
No, that's what apparently all women get it when they have to manually pump a toilet. You get a Jabsco callus, according to Carol. Carol Sears. Yeah.
Apparently it is a real thing. So I've got my repairing the pump pants on. You might, if anybody sharp-eyed viewers will notice that a few days ago these were my crisp eating pants, but now they're my repairing the poo pump toilet pants. Catch you later.
Steve's been busy today. You sorted out the poo tank, haven't you?
Yeah, we'll fix the pump.
Yeah, fix the pump, because Sally and Tony bought us our valves and diaphragm, so the right size valves and diaphragm this time.
Whoever came up with the word joker valve,
well, it's
there's something related to a toilet.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's late afternoon tea time.
Yeah, it's Friday.
I've got my tea drinking pants on. I've got a great cup of Earl Grey.
Some people would have sundowners. We have a cup of tea. So we're a bit boring. No, we do every so often. We might have a sundowner, but
I had 4 beers last night.
wow,
I was living it large and wild.
they were tiny beers, Steve.
But when you're not used to it,
Yeah.
you could have taken advantage of me. Gus, get out now. Right, come here now, round here. Let me have a word with you. Let's have a little chat. Okay, sit. Don't look at Mum. Sit. Oh, shoot. Sit. Sit. Oh, look at me. Look at me. Hey.
He's looking at the camera.
Hey. That's better. Thank you.
Had a bit of a funny old day today, but we've done a few bits and pieces, got rid of a load of stuff off of the boat, which was good. Went and gave that to a guy called Manikou, who distributes it to the needy in Grenada, which is really good because it was clothing and bedding and books, DVDs and things like that. So yeah, 4 big bags full of them. But do you mind? Anyway, just have a look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous. So we're on our way to Carriacou tomorrow. I know you most probably think it's a bit strange we just keep going up and down the coast, but there's not a lot really. We could go down to the ABCs, but we don't want to because we're going down there next year and we still got the rest of the Caribbean to see. So if we go that way, it's just kind of very difficult to come back from there. So we're going up to Carriacou, but we have got a few bits and pieces up there, a few places that we'd like to go and visit, and we've never been before, so we're looking forward to that. Hopefully the weather keep with us and be good for us.
Anna?
Yeah? Okay. Right, it's just telling me to go forward. One of the problems that we are having at the moment is our chain is so bad, so rusty, that Steve has to actually go and push it down inside the
engine room.
Chain locker.
Inside the locker.
It's going to be our next big item, unfortunately. We're on our way to Carriacou.
Slowly.
This is very slowly. We're doing 2.2 knots. We're going up there to sort out some through hulls for Laura on Amelie, Laura and Cornell on Amelie. Then we're going to go and do a few of the little islands up there. Then we're coming back down to Grenada again, pick up our cushions. Then we're heading north. By then it'll be kind of October, November time. Yeah.
It'll be nearly Christmas.
Be pretty incredible that we would have been here in the Caribbean then for nearly a year, a month off of a year. So you can just hear the wind picking up a little bit. Yeah, we've jumped up to 3.4 knots. Whoa, we're moving. 3.8, 3.9, 4.2. Yes.
We're leaning over. I don't know whether I can cope. Hello, Gus.
So 3 quick questions this week. Thank you very much for sending them in. Russ and Charlotte Ward want to know, what are your thoughts and recommendations on a suitable boat for a couple planning to sail for a few years, which is what they're planning to do.
Oh, that's a difficult one, isn't it?
Yeah, because I think some of it depends on where you want to sail. But I mean, remember, this is just our thoughts on it, or mine and Steve's thoughts on it.
It depends on your budget, but I would say most people's budget under 100 grand.
About that, yes.
If you said if you're in the bracket of under 100 grand, I think there's plenty of good boats out there. It's really looking for something where ideally somebody else has done the work on it. Solar panels, batteries, sails.
What I would say is, this is from experience of this boat. Steve and I had a bit of a ding-dong the other day because he didn't like the fact that I said if I had been exposed to more boats, different types of boats, we wouldn't necessarily have ended up with Cordelia. That's not to say we wouldn't have, but we might not have ended up with Cordelia. She's an old boat. It's a lot of work to keep up an old boat, and it's quite expensive to keep up an old boat. Also, the interior of Cordelia, like a lot of older boats, tends to be on the smaller side because boats were made for sailing in those days, not for liveaboard as they are nowadays. So you buy a more modern boat, or a new boat, but a much more modern boat, and the volume inside is huge.
I think they've just thought about it a lot more, haven't they? Spacious and light and airy. And
yeah, and our boat is not spacious, it's not light, and it's not airy. All of those things that you would like on a boat.
Sounds wonderful.
But it's not. But it is a safe boat. It's a strong boat.
Oh, yeah,
it's a full-looking boat. It's not your run-of-the-mill, off-the-shelf boat. But if we were to buy another boat, we definitely would be looking for something which is easier to get into. Our companionway is a set of steps which is kind of on an angle like that, whereas some of the more modern boats you can almost kind of walk down into forwards. We have to turn round and go into ours. Easier to sail single-handed. This is quite a difficult boat to sail single-handed, and Steve does sail it single-handed. I help out. And generally the interior is just too dark, and a lot of boats, because it's got a lot of wood, and a lot of boats nowadays tend to be much lighter, more windows, incy little windows. We've got a lot of them, but we've got incy little windows. I hate to say it, but think about what you are capable of managing and what you will be capable of managing.
Try a lot of boats, go on a lot of boats before you make a decision. I was a little bit focused on one particular type of boat, and with hindsight and greater knowledge now, we perhaps should have looked at a wider spectrum of boats.
So if anybody is interested in buying Cordelia, the price tag is 150,000 if you are pounds, that is. If you're interested.
Where are my pants going to live?
But we wouldn't necessarily buy her now again. So thank you for that question. It hasn't really answered I don't know whether it's answered. It's given you some food for thought.
One thing I think I'd do if I was, and I think most people would be up for it, is if I wanted to buy a boat, I'd make sure that I went and sailed on the same type of boat. Have a look for one in your local marina, approach the people who own it, just ask them. Can we go out? Can we go out?
Idea.
Find somebody with a Beneteau, you would find somebody with a Moody, you would find somebody with a Geno, and a Rassi, or numerous other things where you could say, can we go for a day sail? I'm interested in buying one of these type of boats. And most people, I think, would be glad of a crew for a weekend out or a day sail. It's nice to have a bit of company.
So thank you, Russ and Charlotte, and good luck with your search. Our next question comes from Michelle and Stephen, and they want to know, how do we fill our days when we're not filming? There aren't very many days when we're not filming at some point or other, is there? The one difference, or not one difference, but the big difference with our channel as opposed to a lot of other channels is we don't stage anything apart from this Q&A. We sit down and we get this bit organised, semi-organised. But because ours isn't staged, we tend to have the cameras with us all the time, and we'll just pick up on things, we'll just film things. So that's why you get us when it's all a little bit raw, sometimes funny, sometimes a tad bit rude. But it is us. And we're like that every day, and you will get bits of every day. But then we will also, if we know we're going somewhere, we'll take the cameras.
You spend a lot of time on editing these, and then I'm
dicking around. No,
that's very nice. working to an extensive maintenance schedule on Cordelia, which is strict and all-encompassing. Now, I'm watching YouTube working out how to do things. No, there's a lot of ongoing,
as we've just said with the
maintenance
other
stuff.
Yeah, with Russ's question, she's an older boat, so we do tend to spend quite a bit of time maintaining the boat, or trying to maintain
But also,
the boat.
I think that any boat, I don't care if it's brand new last year, that this environment being super salty and UV and whatever, it takes its toll on the ropes, on the decks, on the stainless. Air's so warm that everything grows on the bottom everywhere. There's always something to do. I don't know how we fit everything in, to be honest. I don't know how I used to fit work in.
I'm always up between 5:30 and 6. Steve's always up between 6 and 6:30.
Maybe 7 if I ever lay in.
Yeah. Thank you for your question, Stephen and Michelle. Our final question is from Ryan in Canada, and he wants to know, what's the worst food that's come out of the galley?
I don't think we've got enough film. The wonderful food comes out of our galley, absolutely wonderful food. Occasionally, very occasionally,
When we were coming across the Atlantic,
burnt stuff. If you
what
watch
was it that I cooked coming across the Atlantic? And
I don't quite know, but if you watch the video of us coming across the Atlantic, it comes out, it looks like a burnt piece of car tyre.
And recently, I had some broccoli that I needed to use up, and I was putting everything in the oven because I didn't want the stovetop and the oven going. So what I thought I'd do is I thought I would bake the broccoli.
It became brown and
Black.
just on the verge of dust. You like it was crunchy and dusty.
And you called it was carcinogenic.
It was carcinogenic. I'm sure it was, but
I'm not a very good cook.
you are a good cook.
No,
but
I'm
what
not.
you don't, what you are not, is you get involved in three or four different things.
Our kids will tell you, I am dreadful at cooking. I can burn water. I burn absolutely everything. Unless I'm stood in front of the cooker, I burn everything.
And you cop when I say, how's that pot doing? How are those potatoes? And it's like, indignance that you could even,
well, you don't like. Nobody likes being pulled up on things, and I'm no good at cooking.
I'm trying to help.
And I've got a lovely cooker. I've got a Force 10 4-burner cooker with almost a full-size oven. I can cook anything in it, apart from a 30-pound turkey.
Which is one more burner than blown away.
Well, it's not. It's the same number of burners as blown away, because we've had 3 burners for about 2 years now.
One not working.
Yeah, one not working, but we have got the part for it.
Why have I not done that?
I
Why has
don't
that not
know.
come to the top of my extensive maintenance
Yeah, a
list?
bit like the broiler inside that needs doing. So
I'll add it to the list.
I'm absolute crap at cooking. There are so many things I've burnt. It's just
Yeah, but that makes it sound bad.
no.
You
It is.
But you cook wonderful stuff as well.
Not very often.
You do.
No, I don't.
You do. If I guide you.
Get lost. I do great things in the galley, and I do a lot of very, very bad things, and I burn a lot of stuff. I've blown up cakes in the oven, done that a couple of times, literally blown them up in the oven, and it's taken me a whole day to try and clean the oven because I didn't realise they'd blown
I
up.
would say you never really make an excuse for it though.
No,
You
I just burn it.
you just kind of. How did that happen?
Thanks for your question, Ryan.
Thanks.
Cheers, everybody. And if you've got a question you'd like us to answer, drop us an email at cordeliasv@gmail.com or in the comments below. Thanks very much.
Thanks everyone.
Cheers.
See you next week.
Bye. Well, as you saw, it's great to be part of a sailing community where we can all help each other out. But a special thank you to Sally and Tony for bringing those parts to us, and also a big shout out to Whale, who didn't have to do what they did, but they did send us the parts free of charge. If you've ever considered supporting a sailing channel, we'd love to have you on board. The links to our Patreon and Ko-fi are below, and we'd like to say a huge thank you to our current supporters, both on Patreon and Ko-fi.
Light winds, we're only doing 4.5 knots. Annette is washing my passage pants.
And what?
Annette is washing my passage pants.
Passage pants. No, I'm not. Just rinsing through a gear from yesterday.
Those orange ones are perhaps a little bit dirtier than the others.
disgusting. I'm not using that footage. Disgusting.
You might need to use a nail. What, are you checking me for dirt?
No, well,
I'll probably need
no,
it.
you've got a big white patch there.
It's my special cream.
And our boat is not spacious, it's not light, and it's not airy. All of those things that you would like on a boat.
Sounds wonderful.
So if anybody is
much
interested in
hassle.
buying Cordelia, the price tag is 150,000 if you are pounds, that is, if you're interested.
Where am I going?
We going?
Where are my pants going to live? For sale, for sale, for sale, for sale.